was a graphic designer in New York City and got laid off 4 days after 9/11 happened. I saw an ad to manage a yoga studio, and they hired me. And you walked into Jivamukti Yoga Studio on Lafayette Street, and it's purple, it's gorgeous, there's a waterfall, everyone's barefoot. What is as a front desk manager, of the desk staff, and then was promoted to run their uptown location, and then brought back downtown to take on the operations for both studios. And after a few years of that, I said, no, I really just want to teach. So I did their teacher training program, which was just amazing, and quit my full-time job with my benefits and my salary and pounded the pavement in New York City, uptown, downtown, east side, west side, anywhere they would let me teach, I would show up. And loved it, loved teaching so much, loved the practice so much, but I really was so much more interested in how each studio functioned, how each studio had a different vibe to it, what they did for their marketing, who their demographic, why was it different. I was learning more about marketing and just different strategies for growing a yoga business. I moved out to San Francisco in 2005 and knew that I wanted to get back into the business side of it, because for me, that's where the fun is. I felt that I wasn't aligned with what I should be doing and decided to, instead of focus on myself and my students, I wanted to focus on all the teachers and all the students of the entire studio. And so Sarah Dale from Yoga Tree gave me a call and said, oh, I heard you're a great teacher, why don't you come in and let's talk? And I said, actually, I love a job in management, and here we are, going on number 6 years later. Yeah, even as general manager, there were so many hats to wear, and my favorite ones, though, involve recruiting, managing, and working with the teachers, overseeing the marketing and the programming service, holding the vision, understanding what that vision is, and sharing it with everybody. 6 months ago, I had my baby. Our last name is Home, and my husband and I were, my big old pregnant body, we were just lying around doing restorative yoga, listening to music, and that song, Shanti Om. And he just like jumps up and is like, we can do that. I was like, do what? He's like, Shanti Om. It's like, huh. So his name is, I'm from Chicago and I have 3 brothers, and they would kill me if I named my baby some goofy yoga thing. So his real name is Sean Tyler Holm. But if he does want to be a yogi and those roots emerge, Shanti Holm. And from him, so the past 6 months I've been taking care of my baby and myself, and really thinking about what am I doing. I've been doing yoga business management for almost 10 years now, and what do I want? What's really, I was here yesterday and I loved Dana and Jasmine, what is your dharma, and what do you have faith in? And being a mom has really changed the way I see life, and so much is through the eyes of my son. How do I want this? How's this going to affect my son? What's it going to be like for him? And sometimes the world can really suck, and sometimes I can really suck. And when I look back at my life, the thing that has just been so inspiring for me is my practice. And the thing that has given me the ability to be patient and to be kind and to be happy and feel freedom has been my practice. So I want 400 million yogis by the year 2020, because I think that is truly the only way we can turn this world into the gift that it really is. Our mission today, there's a few things that I definitely want to go over, is to learn how to recruit, manage, and inspire your teachers, to identify promising new teachers, to teach all of them how to cultivate more students, which is also about you setting your standards, and then to take that whole operation to the next level. There's so many things that go on with running a yoga business, but the core of it is the teaching and your roster. Teachers are the teachers who have the most students, the ones who also command the most compensation. If you're in a smaller market, you might have 8 teachers who just have that shining personality. Maybe you're a new studio and you don't have the luxury of bringing in a teacher who has a following. So your 8 teacher then will be just the one who in your heart you're like, that teacher is going to make it happen. What you can do to keep them is to share your platform. All of it. Sharing your platform is a great way for them to feel like, okay, you have my back. So let's say you have a new studio and you don't have those 8 teachers. Well, that might be a good negotiating strategy to get them. It's like, look, I have my website, I have my blog, I have videos, I have all this going on, and I really want to share it with you. Have them do the full spectrum, the regular practice course, which is so incredibly beautiful. But from that, we have workshops, we have retreats, we have trainings, which, what is that about? It's about the students getting an opportunity to really connect on a deeper level with the teachers. And so one thing you can do to really help them and help yourself is the B2B, the business-to-business relationships, or B2C, C being the consumer, client, customer. Help them grow. If there's local events in your area, get to know the event coordinators and try to get your teachers to teach there. If there's fundraisers happening, see if the teachers will donate a class pass or a private. You want to get them out. Yesterday that Bill had. The second reason people practice with teachers is personality. You know, it doesn't mean that they're like, hey, this wild, crazy person, but there's something about them. That's normally when I think of personality, I think of like, wah! But you know, there has to be something about them that really speaks to you, because if it speaks to you and it's your house, it's going to speak to your students. So if you don't have that A, is there someone who just is really affiliated with an organization that they're very passionate about? Help teachers. Within the B spectrum, we do have B plus, B, and B minus. B teachers happen for a few reasons. Either they're a little bit greener, they might not have that experience or that following. Sometimes B teachers are just bursting to be A's, but they don't have the platform. It's very hard to be an A teacher if you're only able to teach at 4:30 or 8 p.m. because you just don't have the same capacity to attract the students as you do at a 6:15. So some things you can do for them is to encourage that they have special offerings in their classes. Things like live music. It doesn't need to be a band. It can just be a flute player or a guitar or a drum. It can also include bringing in a massage therapist for Shavasana, you know, to just get in there and really just give extra love and attention. It can also mean to have them have assistants to, again, just lots of hands-on, to teach them that everyone matters. More often than not, a B teacher will have classes that don't do so well. And so if you can help them see that every single student has potential to multiply into so many more, that just does both of you an incredible service. Another way to upgrade your B teachers is to have them focus on beginners. And this particularly applies to any kind of free class that you have. Free classes tend to be for beginners, people who either don't go to yoga because it's a little bit weird, or it's too expensive, or they're just not sure yet. By offering some sort of free class, whether it's weekly, whether it's once a month, and to have the B teachers teach that. Focusing on beginners also applies to workshops, to get those B teachers into the workshop mentality. Beginners can also be breaking down the standing poses, not specific focus, breaking down the standing poses, the forward bend, the backward bend, the inversions, just very niche specific offerings. There's a few different recruiting options that are pretty common practice within the yoga industry. We do something called the round robin. I am those 5 or 6 teachers who fit in with who I need subs for. At my round robin, I always find someone who does restorative, because I want all the other teachers who are there to experience restorative. I get them all to come, and then I say, okay, so you're teaching the first sequence, the first 20 minutes, second 20 minutes, third 20 minutes. You know what your preferred sequence should be. So beginning is the warm-up, and then move into standing poses, and then maybe forward bending, so it's expected to make a well-rounded class. And that is challenging, it's nerve-wracking, which is what I also put in the email. You're going to be asked to teach a segment. I'm not going to tell you till you get here. And it's scary and it's nerve-wracking, but so sunny. So I was walking into a classroom and people being like, oh, you. They come. And I say, okay, wonderful. You're going first, second, third, fourth. I'll give you 10 to 15 minutes to teach. And when you're done, I'll just wave my hand. and you'll go to the next person. So one thing that really helps with that is I say, when I wave my hand, I normally, they're at the end of the second side of their sequence. So, they'll know I'm here, and then they're instructed to either put the class in downward dog or in child's pose, so that the new teacher can just kind of like have a moment to gather. Attend your events. Go to your teacher training and see who's there. Who are the ones that are just those beams of light? Again, I'll go through my vinyasa eyes. I want that energy. I want the ones who are just a big old smile on their face, the ones who are so charismatic, the ones who are just like itching to learn more, and they're just so excited about talking about it. Great front desk people become great yoga teachers. Normally people are working at a desk because they're in a transition, or maybe they're in college, or pretty much they're not sure what they're doing with their lives yet. And so to get one who's passionate about yoga and one who you think has that great charisma and that thing, encourage them to do your teacher training program. Offer it as a comp. That works on many levels. One, you have someone there to open and close the door to check everyone in. And two, you have someone there to be the eyes and ears. Who do you like? Who don't you like? What's working? And then take them under your wing. Especially the ones who are newer, who maybe they didn't even do a training yet. There's many ways to take them under their wing. Take class with them is one of my favorites. And go out for coffee afterwards or tea and talk about what you think worked or didn't work. Serve as a mentor, take their class, give them homework assignments, have them apprentice or study with teachers who can help fill the void that you might see missing. That is paramount because you should know. And if you don't know, hire someone who's managed. So what to look for? I talked a little bit about just that, that juju, that compassion. You want the magnets and connectors. And again, that's really great to see at your events. The ones who are just flitting around, they know everybody, they're talking to everybody, the one at your trainings who are just, so eager to help, the ones who just, the ones who everyone knows. That's who you want on your teaching staff. Setting your standards, and this is great for the new studio owners because it's a blank slate, and there's so much that you can do, and there's so much aggravation that can be avoided if you've got your standards nailed down. Everybody online is so incredible. You have to get it if you are going to run a yoga studio because it's fabulous. And these are the other kind of things that I get to do with it. Every Monday, I get to see how all the workshops did over the weekend. Just log in, go to my workshops page, and see all the numbers. I can see each teacher's classes for the day. So Monday, all throughout the day, I can see how everyone did. I can see one studio's week at a snapshot. So I can see how Tuesday and Thursday 6:15 is doing compared to Monday and Wednesday. I can compare numbers from this year to last year. You have to know your numbers. You have to know that your 12 o'clock is supposed to do this, because then that helps you identify who are the A's and who are the B's, and and is this person okay in this time slot? They might be a great teacher, but they're really just not right for this time slot, and you move them somewhere else, and they did great. But unless you have that baseline of what your expectations are, you're not going to know. Best teachers are, number one, the best students. They have to continue learning. They have to keep feeding their passion pipeline. And number two, they can't not talk about it. They have to tell everyone about it always. And so really encourage them to have a blog, to collect emails, to have a website, to be a resource for there's a few different ways of paying your teacher. The first one would be a flat fee, which as a new studio is really scary because you don't know what you're going to bring in. But flat fee, the positive side of that is it takes away so much competition. Teachers who are paid per head, they're human beings. And there's, it's been my experience, there's a lot more competition, envy, well, I'd be making more if I had that time slot. Why does that teacher get that time slot and I don't? An alternative would be a flat fee with a bonus. So saying that, okay, so for the first 20 students, you're going to get $50. And every student above that, you're going to get $2. The third would be a paper head. Regardless of how many students you're getting $3 or $4. And you'll definitely need to work with your accountant on what that's going to look like for you. Last would be prime time classes. Prime time classes are, for a teacher, that's the big cruise ship. That's the biggest net, that's the biggest opportunity to fill their workshops and their trainings and their retreats. So if you don't necessarily have the funds to pay someone what they want, maybe you can offer them a prime-time class. So how often do you change your class schedule? I like to do it 3 times a year. And mainly because it takes time to build a class, and we do a boatload of marketing around every class schedule. It's a great time to promote all the teachers. Anyone who's changing their class, they go on the poster, they go on the website, they go on the newsletter. So just a great time to introduce people to the different teachers. You are the main teacher. Whether you're a yoga teacher or not, everything that you do matters. So I invite you to create the greatest good with every thought, word, and action, because really that's what yoga is about. How do you inspire your teachers? You share your intentions, you tell your story, you let them know what you stand for and what you're doing here. And if that means that you are a corporate dropout and you're just opening a studio because you like it, you don't really know that much about yoga, but you're excited about it and you found some money, you're opening a studio, great, share it, let them know. Don't try to pretend to be something that you're not. Share your story. And care about everybody. They're early. Care about everybody, whether it's your front desk staff, whether it's the homeless person walking off the street who wants to use your bathroom, kindly tell them no. Don't get all freaked out. Care about every single body, especially as the one in charge. Everything you do resonates with every single person. Eyeballs are always watching. And so if you treat someone with a little less respect than someone else, it's going to show. And honestly, that's just not nice. If you want to connect with me about YogaTree, Kathleen at yogatreesf.com. And then my own deal is myyogaminute.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Kathleen Holm. And I would love to continue the dialogue. Send me email. I need you guys. 400 million, it is a lot and it's hard work, but I think it's going to happen. So namaste. Thank you.